What is collapsing the trust to reclaim your trust? So it simply means that black women and men should go back to nature, or what nature had provided in the first place, sustainable ingredients to ensure that their hair and the well-being of the hair would, the hair would be repaired, and therefore thus celebrate our self-esteem, our cultural esteem, and our black excellence. It's very important. Black women often talk about why is it the hair doesn't grow. Well, of course it wouldn't grow because, first of all, the water is harsh, the chemicals you're using is harsh, and another thing that's very important, our ancestors have said we're supposed to use ingredients that are indigenous to us. In other words, if you're from Ghana, for instance, you should use shea butter. If you're from Jamaica, use castor oil, black castor oil. If you're from Grenada, use coconut oil. If you're from Nigeria, use palm oil. Look, the solutions are all there, and they are sustainable, they are antibacterial, they are antifungal, and invariably they're anticarcinogenic. So since we strayed and we were looking at other people's shops, you know who those people are, they're on our high streets, making a fortune, our hair has not grown. So what's been interesting, there's always an antidote, and I think the antidote lies in us. We are defiant. And so what we are lucky to have is that every generation there's a renaissance. There's been multiple renaissances over the years. Let me just, for instance, stray a little bit and talk about the Tiggin Law, 1786 in America, in Louisiana, when black women hair looked so gorgeous, a law was passed to forbade them to wear their hair in public. Can you imagine that? So Afro hair has gone through numerous challenges over the centuries, even though it's the first hair that arrived on the planet and it's been around the longest and is the most beautiful. It is, in my opinion, the mother of all hairs. But yet, in 1786, in Louisiana, in America, unfortunately, Caucasian women were threatened by freed slaves. Although I hate to use the word slave, I prefer to use the word POW, prisoners of war. So they were looking so gorgeous with their gorgeous hair that the law was passed. The law is called Tignon Law, Tignon, Tignon Law, and that law forbade black women from wearing their hair in public. So when you see our women wearing scarves, it might be, if you like, a consequence of that law. So, but what's interesting, even though they were barred from wearing their hair in public, they found a way to embellish their hair. And so the scarves look gorgeous. They look beautiful. And I love the word embellish. I don't like to talk about, I don't like to pathologize my race. I don't like to talk about self-injury. I do like to talk about celebration. Everything about us is beautiful. Hence the reason why I use the term, the verse from Revelation. I know your tribulation. I know your struggles. I know your poverty, but you were rich. So therefore our hair, in spite of the challenges that we've faced, it's rich. So let's go back now. Let's talk about collapsing the trust. We have to forget about these high street shops that are just sprung up over time, and they are making a fortune. And invariably they are very rude to our women, our queens. So what our queens need to do is go back. Go back, as Sankofa says. Go back to get it. And what are you trying to get? You're going back to find sustainable ingredients to maintain and to care for your hair. And it's simple things. This is a cocoa from Grenada. It's in Jamaica, it's in Ghana, it's in Nigeria, it's in every part of the world. This cocoa has hair growing properties in it. So you break the cocoa if it's green. If you guys are familiar with the cocoa, many of you who are perhaps born in the UK may have seen a cocoa. This one's a bit dry. But if it's green, you break this cocoa, and in this cocoa there's a wonderful filmy substance. And it's indeed a conditioner. There's another wonderful thing in Jamaica, I think it's called Single Bible. The Rastas use it for many, many years. They pick this plant, they break the plant, and the plant lavas. Natural shampoo. I've got an amazing fruit from Zimbabwe. This is called baobab. This fruit